Hey everyone, I am absolutely thrilled to have you here for this explainer. Look, if you're a focused learner looking to really seize the opportunity of aging and lean into life, you are exactly where you need to be. Today, we're unpacking some incredibly inspiring insights from Growing Bolder about a topic that literally affects every single one of us, growing older. But we aren't just talking about getting older, right? We're talking about doing it successfully. As we dive in, we're going to uncover a truly surprising connection between the mindset required for monumental historical success and the mindset required to live happily past 90.
So to kick things off, I want you to think about this. What does Thomas Edison have in common with a 103-year-old golfer? I know, it sounds like the setup to a punchline, doesn't it? But it's actually the key to today's entire explainer. You see, we usually think of historical greatness as one thing, and aging is something entirely different. But the source material makes a really compelling case that to age well, you actually need the exact same mindset that built the modern world.
Okay, let's dive into this, starting with a pretty massive number, 10,000. When we think of Thomas Edison, we immediately think of pure genius, right? But actually, his real secret weapon was his relentless drive. Edison famously tried 10,000 times to create the light bulb before he finally succeeded. As he put it, he didn't fail, he just found 10,000 ways that didn't work. It wasn't just raw intellect that lit up the world, it was a stubborn refusal to quit when things got incredibly frustrating.
And that relentless drive perfectly sets up our next number, 3. This belongs to another absolute giant of history, Henry Ford. Before he managed to successfully design his first automobile and totally revolutionize transportation, Henry Ford went bankrupt. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. The obstacles he faced were financially and professionally devastating, yet he just kept pushing forward. And then there's this number, 30. This one honestly gives me chills. Ludwig van Beethoven, arguably one of the greatest musical minds in human history, was only 30 years old when he lost his hearing. I mean, just imagine being a composer and losing the very sense your entire art relies on. No way, right? But he didn't stop. He went on to compose many of his absolute masterpieces in total, absolute silence.
So what ties all these historical giants together? It comes down to a single definition: persistence. It's the critical ability to bounce back from challenges and turn them into successes. This right here is the universal rule of success. But here's the major takeaway from our source material today, and it's a real game changer. Persistence isn't just for inventing light bulbs or composing symphonies. It is the exact same tool we absolutely must have for successful aging. Because without it, longevity quickly loses its appeal. Section 2. The Centenarian Secret: Overcoming Continual Loss.
Shifting our focus from the history books to our modern reality, we find that the universal centenarian experience is characterized by continual loss. And wow, this is a profound point. Living a really long time inevitably brings a heavy burden. You lose friends, family members, physical abilities, and old ways of life. The sheer weight of this continual loss is honestly just too great for many people to overcome. It breaks those who lack persistence. But active centenarians? They're the exceptions to the rule.
Active centenarians actually process this pain through 4 very clear steps. First, they mourn, but then they move on. Second, they let go of what was. Third, they adapt and accommodate to their brand new reality. And finally, step 4, they recapture a joy of life. It's a proactive, deliberate cycle of bouncing back. They literally persist through the emotional and physical toll of aging to maintain an enviable quality of life.
So the crucial point here is summarized perfectly in this quote from Thomas Perls, the director of the New England Centenarian Study. He says, "If you actually look forward to getting older, your chances of doing so are much better than if you dread aging." It's a stark contrast, isn't it? Anticipation versus dread. When you actively look forward to the future, you fuel the exact persistence needed to navigate the challenges that inevitably come with it.
Section 3. Real-life rock stars of aging. Growing Bolder has interviewed hundreds of these incredible individuals, tangible proof of the power of persistence. So let's do a rapid-fire sequence of a few of these amazing people. First up, 84. This represents Jerry DeMosk.
At 84 years old, Jerry isn't just sitting around taking it easy. He is an ocean swimmer, an artist, and a triathlete. He's a veteran who uses his faith, his family, and his persistence to be more courageous and creative than he's ever been. He continues to give back to his community, proving for sure that age is absolutely no barrier to an active, engaged lifestyle.
Now, let's instantly shift to a truly staggering number, 122. This age belonged to Jean Calment, recognized as the world's oldest person.
But Jean isn't just famous for hitting the 122 mark. She's also legendary for pulling off the world's most notable real estate transaction. Her story is a phenomenal testament to maintaining your wit, your business savvy, and your persistence way, way past the century mark.
Let's keep this momentum going. Next up is 72, the age of Ginny McCall.
Ginny is an absolute powerhouse. She is literally an American ninja warrior. In fact, she's the oldest woman to ever complete a challenge on the show. She didn't let her age dictate her physical limits. Instead, she used her persistence to train, compete, and inspire countless others to chase their own dreams, no matter when they decide to start. And for our final awe-inspiring number in this rapid-fire sequence, we have 103, which brings us right back to the golfer we mentioned at the very beginning of the explainer, Lindsey Tice. At 103 years old, Lindsey Tice has a timeless swing. He was the oldest competitor at the 2022 National Senior Games in Fort Lauderdale, where he didn't just show up, he won a gold medal in golf. He actually goes out once a week and shoots better than his age. To put that into perspective, that takes an unbelievable amount of physical and mental persistence to achieve. So what is the common thread connecting Jerry, Jean, Ginny, and Lindsey? It's this. Our future health and well-being are not predetermined by our DNA. They're determined daily by the lifestyle choices we make. These active nonagenarians and centenarians don't just have lucky genetics. They actively choose a persistent lifestyle day in and day out. Section 4. The Press-On Mindset. Let's distill all of this into an actionable takeaway that you can apply to your own life, literally starting today. On the left side, we have talent, genius, and education. On the right, persistence and determination. Calvin Coolidge actually had a famous philosophy about this. He noted that nothing is more common than unsuccessful people with talent. Unrewarded genius is practically a proverb, and the world is full of educated derelicts. None of those things on the left can ever take the place of the things on the right. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent.
And that leads us directly to this really powerful rhythmic anchor from Coolidge. The slogan, "Press on," has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. Press on. It's so simple, but it is deeply profound. It is the exact mindset required to face the physical, mental, and emotional hurdles of aging.
So, let's summarize the core formula for aging successfully. First, accept that there will be inevitable obstacles and setbacks. They're guaranteed. Second, prepare for them by improving your daily lifestyle right now. And third, persist beyond those setbacks when they occur. Remember, all the challenges of aging are inevitable. Our reaction to them is always a choice. We can choose to persist.
Which brings me to the final question I want to leave you with today. When life's inevitable obstacles show up at your door, will you let them break you, or will you choose to press on? The rock stars of aging have shown us exactly what happens when we choose the latter. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, stay focused, and whatever you do, always press on.